In this week's episode, athletes try to outdo themselves to see who can bang the youngest chick, and one father gets his 7-year-old wasted while watching a Tigers game. Let's start off with the biggest news of the week. Roger Clemens' life just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Allegations have come out that Roger Clemens had a 10-year affair with country singer Mindy McCready that began back in 1996 when McCready was just 15 years old and he was a 28-year-old ace for the Boston Red Sox. Apparently Clemens met McCready at a karaoke bar in Fort Myers when he was down there on spring training, and then he brought her back to his hotel room where she stayed the night. Mindy herself came out and confirmed the reports that they did have a sexual relationship, but she says that it didn't start until she was 18 and moved to Nashville. Okay, so let me get this straight. You were 15, you were in a bar, you met a professional baseball player who brought you back to his hotel room where you stayed the night, and you didn't have sex with him. I guess I can believe that, but why were you in a bar in the first place? And where were your parents? Why are they letting you go to a hotel room with a 28-year-old dude and spending the night? Anyway, McCready's life hasn't been all rockets and roses. This is McCready before Roger Clemens. And here's a picture of the Guys Do It All the Time singer post Roger Clemens. I don't know, babe. Maybe if you start taking some of those supplements that Debbie Clemens was taking, you can get back to your youthful looks. And if you thought that was the most disgusting pro-athlete child sex scandal of the week, then you were sadly mistaken, my friend. Let me introduce you to Demetrius Bell, the offensive tackle selected by the Buffalo Bills in the 7th round of this year's draft. Why am I introducing you to him, you ask? Because he's Karl Malone's illegitimate child. Bell's mother, Gloria, gave birth to him when she was 13 years old, and Malone was a sophomore at Louisiana Tech. Apparently, Demetrius had very little contact with the mailman throughout his life, and he didn't meet him until he was 18 and graduating from high school when Carl told him, "It's too late for me to be your father, you're gonna have to make your money on your own." If she had this kid when she was 13, that means Malone must have knocked her up when she was like 12. I guess we can't be that mad at Carl, because everybody knows that the first thing you do when you get to college is go out to the sororities and get that hot 12-year-old ass. These two stories are great examples of why, if I ever have a daughter, I'm locking her up until she is 21, and she is never, under any circumstances, going to even have the chance to remotely be in the same room with a pro athlete. Finally, Professor Christopher Rattay of the University of Michigan brought his son Leo to a Tigers game this week. When Daddy Chris went up to get himself a beer, he asked his son if he wanted anything to drink, and Leo said, "Yeah, Dad, I'd like a lemonade." Well, apparently University of Michigan professors are not too familiar with the Mike's Hard Lemonade brand. It wasn't until the 9th inning when a security officer saw young Leo with the Mike's Hard Lemonade in his hand and thought, "That looks a little odd." They brought the child to the hospital and found out that he was okay, but that did not stop child welfare from taking him away and placing him in foster home for 2 days. They finally released him into the care of his mother, who is also a University of Michigan professor, only on the terms that his father be relocated to a hotel for 2 weeks. I think that the state did a wonderful thing here in taking the father out of the home, because he did a terrible, terrible thing that is going to haunt this son for years to come. Gave him a chick drink. It's uncalled for. That's all the ridiculous sports news that I have for you today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you real soon.